Yo, this is Tone Capone, and you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ, DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam him up, boy. Let's get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're reppin' Tampa Bay, 10 toes down. It's waves of the bay. No, we ain't playing around. Saturdays from 10 to 12. Make sure you ride the wave. It's Tone Capone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.
We live in effect. What's going on, everybody?
What up?
Get everybody's mics on right quick.
Make sure you get my name right.
Hey, what's my new name?
Tone Capone.
Nah, you already messed it up, bro. We already went over this, man.
Tony Capone.
We already went over this, man. The champ
Formerly
known as Tone Capone.
Man, you doing
it rhymes and everything. I'm trying to make it easy for you, bro.
Tone.
The champ.
Go ahead, Tone. Go ahead.
The champ known as Tone
We gotta let
Capone.
him have his minutes.
That's what it is, man. I mean, come on, bro.
Congratulations to
when the Falcons get one, I'll address you.
Hey, you ain't got to address me. I'm going to address everybody.
We'll see if it happens, but until then.
It's not going to happen.
But until then,
listen.
The champ known
Why you
as Tone
in front of
Capone.
company, man? You just want to put
I'm just
me on
saying,
blast.
bro. I got to let people know early.
Let me ask you this right quick. So,
yo.
We'll save that sports talk for later. We're here in a different environment, different situation. I'm happy to be here tonight, man.
I'm excited.
This is therapeutic for me. I hear what you're doing with the whole, R&B instrumental.
I tried to match you fly with this one, dog. Like, for real, I had a whole different Baywatch setup, and I realized we're doing R&B tonight. So I was like, let me switch this up. So
you got to,
we're
man.
doing all R&B tonight for the Baywatch.
Okay.
I got the R&B. I was doing some things with the R&B instrumentals. I got 2.8 hours of R&B instrumentals now.
I wanted to go all like 90s R&B, but then I was like, okay, this song popped up and that song popped up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple of songs that I still didn't get a chance to
Some of the new joints jam, but when it comes to R&B, I mean, it's definitely 90s. So.
It's still some artists from the 90s, the R&B artists from the 90s that they're making songs now, like the Usher joint that I played that had Ella Mai, Don't Waste My Time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. PJ Morton, he redid the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, my thing is when you do a song of an artist, like a cover of an artist, there's only two ways you can do it. You have to do it better than them, or you have to make it your own.
Or you gotta own it. Yep.
Right. So that being said, we have somebody in here that no matter what she does, it's hers.
Oh, she's amazing.
And I'm not gonna say her name yet.
We ain't even got to.
I'm not gonna say
people
her
just
name.
gotta know that we know her.
Oh yeah. Hashtag I know Khalea.
People just gotta know that we know her, man.
The thing about it is, and it's like I was telling Sinflo, I don't know if he's still in the building, but when I told him that you were coming in, he was like, wait. You talking about the one that was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
No, I said, I know Khalea, hashtag.
I was at work, like, hey, I know her.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all watch this? Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, she's great in her craft.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this plenty of times. Some people, you hear them and you're like, okay, you're good. You're right there. Like, everything is perfect. And then I hear again, it's like something else has improved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like her sound enhances. It's like a walk-in studio, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only St. Pete's very own. We gonna say Tampa's very own tonight.
Tampa Bay's
very
there you
own.
go.
Khalea. What's up?
Nothing much.
You gotta say the whole. You gotta say Khalea Lynee.
Look, you stuttering. You gotta
Khalea Lynee. You gotta say the whole.
Make sure you tell him get my name
with
right.
the apostrophe after the second E.
That's right.
You gotta put that in there and make sure you get all that good stuff in there, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. How y'all doing?
It was fantastic,
Happy to
yo.
be here.
Enjoying this bipolar weather,
Indeed.
Florida want to be
That
New
it
York
is.
so bad.
Y'all don't know nothing about this weather.
Listen, I know about it. I done been in it. I done lived in it, so I can speak on that a little.
They got winter advisories up there right now.
Florida goes through all 4 seasons in a week.
And yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much a day.
Yeah. It's like that wind up on you like a supervisor.
That wind was no joke the other day.
Listen,
for real.
That was and they had tornado warnings and all that crazy stuff, man.
You talking about tornadoes?
Listen,
come on, bro.
That's not normal
It was
for
pretty
us.
crazy.
That might be. Y'all could talk about tornadoes, bro.
Right. I mean, we understand what made it real is when I got out there to Kansas and they had like the tornado shelter in the airport, and I'm like,
ain't no joke, bro. It ain't no joke, man. If y'all tune in, it's episode 13, Waves of the Bay. Khalea Lynee is in the studio. It's fundraiser night. Give us a call, 813-238-8001 if y'all have some questions, if y'all want to donate. We got our own superstar right here in the studio with us right now. Hey.
Man. So how, like, just take us through the journey, man. Like how are you feeling right now? How has just lay it all out there? Like,
I feel great. I'm feeling the love from my city and all the surrounding cities, the whole Tampa Bay area, and it's much appreciated. It keeps me going. It keeps me uplifted in those times where I might be a little down or feel like I'm not doing enough or not moving fast enough. That support is what kind of fuels me to just keep pushing.
Are you getting a full 8 hours sleep?
No.
Okay, so that's been cut down to like 3?
I couldn't tell you when the last time I got a full 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
That hasn't happened in
Let me ask you
years.
this, yo. So, were you the one that wanted to do the voice, or did somebody actually push you to do it?
So, I did have a coworker from my day job who has been encouraging me and kind of pushing me to audition for The Voice for probably about a year and a half, maybe even a little bit more than that. And every time I saw her, she was just, The Voice is going to be in such and such a city and state.
Just putting it out
auditions,
there.
Just letting you know. If you can't make it to the audition physically, you could just upload a video. You don't have
really?
to go. And I mean,
I ain't know that.
Every time I saw her, she made it a point to say something about it. Like, you could really make it far on this show. I really believe you can do it. And I would just, laugh it off. Like, yeah, maybe one day. Because I auditioned for American Idol years ago, like 2004.
Okay.
And it was a joke to me. Like, the whole process of it was I just thought it was ridiculous.
Do you think you were ready at that time, though?
I wasn't.
Okay.
But, I knew I could sing. I knew it was what I wanted to do in life, but I was nowhere near, I wasn't performing on a regular. I wasn't really in it like I am now.
You weren't seasoned like you are right now.
At all. So it was just like, you just throw caution to the wind for something like that, and you just go to the audition just to see what happens. Needless to say, it didn't pan out, but it also kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for shows like that. So after that experience, I never really wanted to do it again. I never really watched any of those shows like that again. I was just like, nah, that's not for me. So the more she pressed, I was just like, I don't know about that. And just out of the blue, one day I got an email from one of their casting producers.
Okay.
Because they not only invite you to come audition or submit videos, but they also scout for talent.
Okay.
So they'll look you up on YouTube, Instagram, social media, whatever. However they come across your page. And
we think your low-key agent might have pushed your page and all that out too.
Listen, I wouldn't doubt
Somebody, man. Somebody's angel.
I wouldn't doubt it, but it really just came out of the blue. They emailed me, hey, we want to invite you to an audition. Come on down. Here's the rundown. Here's the dates. Let us know if you're interested.
Okay.
And I thought it was a joke because that wouldn't be the first time that I got, an email like, hey, come audition.
Music business is a huge
Was it from Def Jam?
It wasn't Def Jam. But I've received messages like that before that are very scamish.
Right.
So I was a little leery about it. So I forwarded it to my manager and was just like, can you kind of vet this and look it up and see if this is legit? If it is, I'll think about it. If not, I'll just delete. And he looked up the casting producer.
And it was legit.
It was legitimate. He actually worked for the network. He actually worked for the show. And I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? And he was like, I think you should.
What's the worst that can happen?
You should do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, we hit him back. We told him we would come to the audition. I went to the audition. I have never been so nervous for an audition, and I didn't know why. I'm like, this isn't the first time I've done an audition or
but it's on a different
something
level,
like this. Like, why am I so nervous? I was terrified. But it panned out. It was a great experience. It was fun. The audition went well. And they don't make you wait. Like, they tell you right on the spot if they want you to move further in the competition or if they're not feeling it.
Right.
So they told me right on the spot, like, yeah, we want you to come to LA. And I was just like, huh?
So that's good that they did that instead of make you do the whole weight game and sit there and play with their fingers type stuff.
Right.
You're trying to figure out, and then you start questioning stuff and
they let you know on the spot what it is and what it ain't. So
see, now I wonder why all these weak links be skipping through here. You know what I'm saying? Like they let you know on the spot. You gotta have some kind of
entertainment out there.
They just trying to walk.
But it's also very possible to do well in your audition and freeze up when you get on stage.
Exactly.
Very true.
It's very easy to.
Very true.
It's very easy for that to happen. So I can see how they, weak links, as you may call them,
I didn't say that.
make it to the stage.
The champ known as Tone Capone said that.
Here you go.
On any show, I can see how that can happen. But there are also shows that purposely let people through.
Right.
We've been watching the show. Like, Wifey put me on that show a few years back. So we don't watch it every season because it seems like there's new seasons all the time. Right. We do pay attention to it. So as soon as you said your name was on, I was like, oh, snap. Here we go.
We had a Khalea delay when we were doing the podcast.
You ain't even lying, bro. I talked about this on the sports thing today.
I've been hearing that several events around the city, several different shows, like everybody stopped what they were doing.
Listen, that
is so big.
It was Tuesday night. I can't remember who was
whatever the show was.
I can't remember who we were interviewing that night, but that was up, and then Tom G situation was going at the same time.
Hip Hop
We were
Awards.
going boom, boom, and then when yours popped up, it was like we just shut up and just watched.
Wow.
We just shut up and just watched.
Appreciate y'all,
we
man.
Gotta, we support.
Shout out Sergio too, man. I was just telling you a story earlier.
That's so crazy.
It really is, man. It's good to see the come up, though, man. That's the whole thing about it. Like, we've seen you come up because we are out here. And as a matter of fact, hold up. Let me do it like this. I actually, get away from the mic real quick. I went ahead and saved a couple pictures real quick to take you back to what I'm about to talk about. We're going to switch the game up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go.
I got to compete with Spaceship when it comes to these interviews, man. But this microphone moves, though. What you know about it? I'm skating around the studio right now. Take a look at this picture right here.
Oh, my
Take a look at this picture right here.
I remember that.
Take a look at this picture right here.
That's the first time I met you.
This is the first time I met
That's
you.
the first time that was Ignite the Mic 2?
Part 2. So people that are tuned in right now, man. Tone Capone, DJ Spaceship.
That's a TV.
We've been doing a show called Ignite the Night for 6 years in May. So our very first show was about 6.5 years ago, and we did a show called Ignite the Mic 2. Go ahead and swipe to the swipe that way.
That was my first time meeting Khalea.
There you go.
That's it. I seen her.
All right, that's cool. You can roll with that too. Look at that.
I remember this night.
Look at that. Show these cats that too.
I remember this night
because it all flows in together with what I'm about to ask you. So look at these pictures right here, Ship. This will take you back.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
This will take you back, bro.
I remember that.
We've been running Ignite the Night for 6 years. Our very first event was in March. It's called Ignite the Mic.
That was at Green Gators, right?
And then this one right here was Ignite the Mic Part 2, which was 727 was the day. We had St. Pete representing that day too.
I remember.
But man, we've been doing it back then. We had Khalea rock the stage with us, so I just showed her a picture of that performance. So when you say you remember that, like, I want you, like right now, to talk to that you and just tell them, give them some advice, yo. Tell them the game.
Listen, the main thing that I've picked up along the way is just keep the momentum. Keep going. Don't stop. It is a process. It's so easy to get caught up in wanting to know what the end result will be, but the process of all of this is the dream. Like, this is, Kobe said it best. This is the dream.
Listen, that's my boy right there, man.
Right here.
That's my
being
boy right
in
there.
The process, being in the grind, the hustle, the day-to-day, this is what it is. So when you get so caught up in what is the end result going to be? Am I going to get a record deal? Am I going to be famous? Am I going to do this and do that and the third? You don't pick up all the lessons that you need to learn along the way because you're looking down the road instead of looking right in front of you. All the information you need is right there, right in those moments. Those are that's where you learn all the nuggets, all the wisdom. That's where you gain all the experience. All of that comes in the process. So you can't go from point A to Z with not going through anything in between.
And a lot of people be so stuck on, like, it's okay to set a goal, but a goal without a plan to get there is a hopeless wish.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It's okay to have that, put that out there, but even when you go fishing, you throw the line out there and you reel it in, you have to see what's coming to you.
Right.
Like you say, you got to see what's in front of you and stuff. So a lot of people, a situation will come up or opportunity can come up. Like you said, this person just kept pushing it out to you about doing the voice, and you were just like, And then even after you had your manager verify, you said, if it's real, I'll think about it.
Right.
But you still went through with it.
I still went and did it. I wasn't certain. I wasn't 100% because I'm thinking about my previous experience.
Right.
But those opportunities are gonna come. Some good, some bad. Sometimes you're gonna take a chance and it may not pan out the way you would hope, but that's life. Like, that's a part of the experience. So what I would say to my younger self or anybody else who's in this, grind just like me, just keep pushing. Like, you can't stop. You can't allow your momentum to be slowed down by anything, really. You have to keep going. That's the only way you're gonna ever get anywhere. And not to say get to the end, because there is no end.
Right.
In my mind, like, there is no end result because I don't plan on stopping.
Right. Now, you not long ago had a video that went viral, like crazy viral.
Yeah.
Like, how did she approach you about that? Like, did she heard you singing before, or like, explain how that all came about?
The person who asked me to sing the song in that viral video is actually a longtime friend of mine, and she and her husband, they always do these sweet, unique things for each other, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, or whatever. So in this instance, she asked if I would do something. She was like, I want to do something different for him. I want you to come to the barbershop and sing a song. I want you to sing this particular song to him. He's going to know, that it's from me. I want you to tell him it's from me. It was like their anniversary. And I'm like, you want me to do what? You want me to go in a barbershop?
Yeah.
In a man's domain?
Hey.
And sing?
We welcome that inside the barbershop too.
Damn right.
She got his barber on board. All the barbers in the shop.
So everybody knew about it except
everybody
him.
Knew except him.
Okay.
What was going on?
Okay.
So they knew they were celebrating their anniversary. He was coming there to get his haircut for the weekend.
Right.
And all the barbers were in on the surprise. I was supposed to come in. I'm just like, blending in.
Right.
She was like, if he goes to asking questions, because she had a photographer there too.
Right.
She was like, if he starts asking questions, you guys are in here taking pictures of the shop and the barbers because you're going to do like a write-up on the barbershop.
Gotcha.
So that was our cover story. But we didn't even get to that point.
Yeah.
He came in.
So you was
down,
undercover, incognito.
Incognito.
Look at it.
I couldn't stand out because
whipped off the hat, was like,
right. If he had come in the barbershop and I'm all decked out, he would have caught him. Yeah, he would have been like, what's going on? So we tried to blend in, and before I started singing, I let him know this is from your wife, and I handed him a card that she had made out, and then he was like, oh, the song is from my wife. And I was like, yeah. So I commenced to singing, and he just sat back and listened. Like,
the look on that man's face,
you didn't even catch that though. Yeah,
because he thought I was just talking about the card. But let me tell you how smooth his barber was. So they had a Bluetooth system in the barbershop that was connected to his barber's, phone. You could just connect your phone to the Bluetooth.
So he had it pulled up.
He had the instrumental to the song.
Wow.
He was like, I'm gonna play it over the speakers.
Gangster.
So
go along with it.
And I just go along with the instrumental. And so when the music starts playing and I get up and I hand him the card, he's looking like, what is going on? And I go, this is from your wife. As soon as I said that, he knew, because they always do stuff like this for each other.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like overwhelmed. He enjoyed it. He thanked me. He was like, wow, I felt like I had my own little concert just for me. It was the coolest thing ever. Like, I never would have thought to do something like that for somebody.
Did you ever think that it would go viral like it did? Like,
no,
it did well over 1 million views.
Like two.
Well over that. Well, the one video I seen, one video alone had over 1 million. Then there was a couple of other people, putting it on their YouTube page, which was smart on their behalf to get their views up. So that's crazy.
And the only reason I posted it was because we recorded it on my cell phone, but the wife, she did not have an iPhone. So it was kind of hard to...
Team iPhone in the building.
Indeed. Yes, Apple all day.
All right.
So it was
we Apple all the way around.
Probably so.
Okay.
It was hard to send her the video because it was just too long.
Right.
And I was like, forget it. I'll just post it and I'll tag you.
Right.
She was like, okay. Not thinking that people were going to respond to that video like that. And it just went crazy within a matter of like an hour. It had stupid views, and I was just like, what is happening? And it did not stop.
Yeah, I seen that thing, man, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, my inbox went crazy.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Now, one thing about you is I noticed that Emily King is an artist that you turned me on to. The first song I heard you sing of hers was Distance. And I thought that was your song.
No.
And then I went and listened to her sing the song, and I was like, you outdid her on her own joint. Just my personal opinion. And then you recently did another song of hers, is it Georgia? What is it about Emily King that stands out to you? Like, what is it about her as an artist that makes you gravitate to her?
I love her writing style, for one, because her lyrics are profound but simple at the same time.
Gotcha.
And her music is typically just open to allow room for you to really listen to what she's saying.
Right.
The music doesn't overshadow the lyrics. Gotcha. And I love music like that. It's like the bare bones of it is what makes it so, I don't know, profound. So I think that's what I like about her the most. Her voice is very soothing. It's relaxing to listen to. And I've enjoyed watching her process over the years because
of you, I started watching her.
Yeah. When I first was turned on to Emily King, like, she was known, but she wasn't known.
Right.
And now she's like touring the world.
She's doing her thing.
Winning awards for her music, and like even her live shows just look so much different than they did 5-6 years ago.
Exactly.
So I've enjoyed watching her process. She's one of those, artists that I kind of look up to. Right. They give you inspiration and give you hope.
Gotcha.
It's kind of crazy you say that because I actually have that track right here.
Do you?
So let's go ahead and play that right now, man. This is Waves of the Bay. Every Saturday night from 10 to midnight, we're right here, 88.5 WMNF. 40 years radio activist fundraiser night. Give us a call, 813-238-8001. This is Georgia, the cover by Khalea Lynee.
Just remember that no matter
Go get your harmonize on.
I'm trying to hide behind her vocals and stuff. You gonna bring up my
I
microphone.
caught myself earlier. I was humming something, and I realized Khalea was sitting over there. I was like, yeah, it's probably.
Anyway,
you know what I love about the Kenny K studio? Because the entire time I be in there spinning, playing songs that I can't sing, I can sing them, and that's why I closed the door when I was in there, so nobody could hear me cracking up and all that.
It's like shower singing.
Yeah,
you sound great.
I'm singing all.
I'm multi-platinum in the shower.
Multi-platinum
for sure.
I'm diamond.
Interesting.
It's horrible. Ain't nobody buying the music except myself. It's terrible.
So that wasn't Georgia, but
right.
That was Here I Stand.
That was for my solo show that we did at the Jazz House Supper Club.
If y'all just now tuning in, this is episode 13, Waves to Bay. We got Khalea Lynee, one of the contestants that was on The Voice this last season. Tampa Bay's amazing artist. Man, that picture we showed you from earlier at Green Gators, the reason I showed you that is because I remember your set, you didn't have any music behind you.
I didn't.
So you just rocked the entire set a cappella, and you came up with the moniker, the a cappella assassin.
No. A cappella angel.
My fault.
Get it right, champ.
My fault. So we talking with the Voice contestant right here. It's fundraiser night. In case y'all missed that memo, man, like this is WMNF 88.5 Tampa. This is one of the only places, probably the only place you're going to get an interview like this on FM radio, because we are community radio and we get to do this for you guys. So what we need y'all to do, give us a call, 813-238-8001. It's fundraiser night. We need you guys' support to keep the station on the air, man. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it at all. I hate asking people for money, but this is something that has to be done right here.
We have to keep this on air. Nation, which is donations.
You already know with it, man. Like, for real. The boss is texting me right now. He's telling me pitch more. I'm like, hey, I need y'all to give us a call, 813-238-8001. And we're talking with Khalea right now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Now, we were just talking about Emily King, and I know that, off air we were talking about different singers like the Yolandas, the Brandys, the Fantasias, and different stuff like that. Tell me of someone you've been compared to that caught you by surprise.
That I've been compared to? Actually, during my first audition for The Voice, the casting producer told me he heard Yolanda Adams in my voice. And that, I had never heard anyone say that before. So I was just like, you heard who? Like, that's one of
that's the big league.
Oh my God, I'm one of her biggest fans. Like, as a kid, I used to listen to Yolanda Adams, and her, along with some others, just her singing style helped to shape mine.
Right.
I was listening to everything. Yolanda Adams was one of the first gospel artists that I listened to, in my younger years, who made jazzy gospel music, and it was cool. It was acceptable. Like, you didn't hear female gospel artists with saxophone on their records
at all.
Just little stuff like that just really stuck out to me. So I always felt like she was a trailblazer, kind of setting trends and not necessarily following the trends of all the female artists before her. She was making her own way, and setting trends for those of us coming behind her.
Right.
So to hear somebody say that they heard Yolanda Adams in my voice, I was blown away.
And at the same time, what you mentioned with Yolanda, she had all that in her style and her music without compromising who she is.
Exactly.
Who she is as an artist.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you first come in the industry, they want you to change this and do this and do that, and you have to stay true to who you are.
Especially for women.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh, absolutely.
But she was doing her, even as, and I mean, you're already in a box as a gospel artist. Like, certain things they're going to think are risque or taboo, or you're doing too much.
Can't do that. Can't wear this. Can't talk about that.
Maybe not today, but
today's a whole different story.
Back then, there was a box, and if you were a gospel artist, you sang in that box.
You was in that sandbox.
And she didn't do that. Right. And I just was like, this is crazy. Like, if she could do it, I can definitely do it. So I would mimic her. I knew her albums from top to bottom. So for him to say he heard Yolanda Adams in my voice, I was just like floored.
Now, I want to take you back somewhere. I want you to tap into your emotions, buckle up, get inside the emotions right quick. Describe to me how you felt when you had not one, not three, but all four judges turn around when you were singing Best Part in your audition.
So that was a very surreal moment. And I've said it before, like, I was there. Of course, I was physically there.
Right.
But I wasn't there.
Gotcha.
It was like I was in the moment, but at the same time, it felt like I was outside of my body watching the whole thing happen.
Like an out-of-body experience.
Absolutely. So in that moment, and you rehearse, you get stage rehearsals, you get time to go out there and practice and, prepare.
Right.
But, they let you know, like, nothing is going to prepare you for that moment that those coaches actually turn around and look at you.
Right.
So you just have to try your very best to keep that presence of mind. And all I was focused on in that moment was finish the song, just get through the performance.
Don't mess up the words.
Don't mess up the lyrics. Yep. Don't start crying just because they turned around. Like, just gather yourself, get through the song.
You didn't get too far into the song before I think it was John turned around first. Mm-hmm. Was it John turned around first?
No, actually Blake.
Blake turned around. I know within like the first 30 seconds from what they showed on TV, because they do a lot of editing and stuff, it was like two judges was like one behind the next.
I think it was Blake and Kelly went first.
And that was it.
Right.
I think it was Blake and Kelly, and then John, and then Gwen was last.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I kind of seen when it's like you say, it's an out of body experience. It's like a high that you're on. I kind of noticed that you were kind of taking it all in and leveling off when they mentioned about Anita Baker. And you said that's my auntie, and it was like, really? You was like, no, in my head.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's Khalea being Khalea. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know that, but you know, that's crazy, man. Like, because we were sitting back watching this. Like I said, we were on a Khalea delay. Like, my mix got stopped. We're going to
start the show in a couple moments, but right now we're watching Khalea.
We're on it. It's exactly what happened. And everybody was sitting there, me, you, Serge. I can't remember what the interview. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying
I don't even remember either, man.
Okay, well, I don't feel so bad saying that. Man.
We had like 35 shows on that thing.
That's crazy, man.
I hear just over at Just Radio, Henry's show, they did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They stopped everything.
That's what we had to do.
You and Tom literally have done something for the city that has been needed. Like it's that needle that popped the balloon.
Yeah.
So now it's like the air is really coming out. Like people are realizing that Tampa been had talent. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of talent here on all levels. We got singers, we have rappers, we have poets, we have radio producers, DJs. Shout out to DJ Spaceship. We got all kinds of talent that's down here, even seamstress and stuff like that, and they're just catching up to it. So we got things coming to the city. The Super Bowl is next year, so everybody trying to get themselves in order.
So I've heard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
it's exciting times.
Outside of music and being an outstanding person, what's a guilty pleasure of yours?
Food. I'm so greedy.
Like what?
Everything.
What's your favorite?
I love Italian food. I love pasta. I love rice. I love bread. I love chocolate. Chocolate is like everything to me.
Right.
I don't care what's going on in my life.
Chocolate is everything.
If you bake me some brownies or bring me some chocolate cake, I am okay.
Watch out now.
Y'all hear that?
Take a listen. It's almost Valentine's Day.
But
you gonna start hearing it.
Listen, and I will take the food. Thank you, and close the door.
I was actually gonna ask you: have you had any celebrities slide into the DM since you on that new level now?
There have been a couple people to hit me up, not on anything weird or nothing like that, but
the subtle game.
Yeah, and it was most of it. Most of it was honestly them just being encouraging. Like, hey, I don't normally do this, but I've been watching you on the show, and I just wanted to let you know I'm a fan. And I'm like, huh? Of me? Like a professional soccer player, a former pro ball player.
There's some money in soccer. I don't know if you know that.
It is.
Man, you ain't lying.
But yeah, I've had a few people DM me, but thankfully it wasn't ever anything
crazy,
weird or crazy. They were honestly just letting me know that they were watching me on the show, and I thought that was cool.
Now I'm glad that you brought up, the Italian food and the chocolate and stuff like that, because I want to create a scenario and I want you to fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. If you can create your own musical gumbo for your album, who would be your producer? Who would be your writer? And 2 must-have collaborations. So we can start with the producer. Who would you choose to produce your album?
Okay, so this is probably going to sound a little cliche.
Okay.
But my first pick would have to be the producer that I work with right now.
Okay.
Ryan Copeland.
Okay. Shout out to Ryan Copeland, man. Shout out St. Pete.
So even if I could have any producer I wanted, I would probably still choose Ryan.
The chemistry.
The chemistry is there, and that is my bro. And it's his birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
Ryan.
birthday, man. What's it, Aquarius season right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, y'all heard me get that out the way. Pisces.
My mama's birthday was
OMG.
yesterday.
We up next. I can't wait.
But yeah, that bond and that chemistry that we've built over the years, he knows me as an artist.
Right.
And you can't trade that.
At all.
So yeah, I would want Ryan to produce it. If I had a second pick, I would probably pick Dark Child.
If I had a wherever you at, Ryan Copeland, man, listen to that right now. If I had a second pick, it would be Dark
Babyface
Child.
over Dark Child, over
If I had
Teddy
a second
Riley.
pick, I would pick Dark Child.
Okay.
I love Dark Child.
Okay, well, my pen ain't that good, but I can write something down. I just take a writer's credit. I'm cool with that. I don't want, write like a one of the runs you do.
OMG.
And I'm cool with that. So, that being said, so we got the producer. Mm-hmm. Give me 2 must-have collaborations.
I would want to collaborate with Brandy
Okay.
because I'm a super...
The one to your left?
Not this Brandy.
Okay. Shout out to B Slam, man.
I'm a super fanatical Brandy fan. She's insane. I've always thought so. So I would definitely want to collaborate with her. And let's see, a male artist. Ooh. These types of questions are hard because I'm a fan
there's
of
so many people out there. Yeah.
many. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Tank.
Ooh. Good pick.
I would want to collaborate with Tank.
I respect that. And his first album, I'm mad that I couldn't find it on Apple Music. But he has a track on there called Lady on My Block. I don't know if any of y'all listened to his first album.
I'm not familiar with
Can't
that
say
one.
that I do.
Oh, man, he tells a story about, if you ever get a chance, look up Tank, Lady on My Block, and he tells a story about a lady who was real pretty back in the day, and she went through some stuff, had kids, she had a pimp, tragic type
Interesting
stuff.
story.
But
It's a natural progression.
Right.
it's kind of like it's the R&B version of Sasha Thumper.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love Tank's voice because he sings like a musician.
I think he gets looked over. I think he gets looked over a lot.
Very underrated in my personal opinion. He's an awesome musician on top of being such a great singer. But I love how his voice sounds like an instrument.
Right.
That's what I love so much about his voice and how versatile his voice is. So I it's too many people to pick, but he's definitely one of the top people on my list.
And he was in the group TGT with Genuine and Tyrese. My favorite of the 3 is actually Tyrese, but skill for skill, Tank. I really learned a lot more about him on that TGT. They got the song Her. I could just talk about Tank.
And he's a great writer.
Yes. And very
producer.
Down to earth, individual. He's pretty cool. Now, who would you have as a writer or some of your writers if you would want to have a writer?
If I were to collaborate with another writer, I would want to work with Esther Dean.
Okay.
I've always said I wanted to work with her. She's
I haven't heard that name in a little bit, though.
She's an insane writer.
And a lot of people don't realize, it's a lot of people, take Neo, for example. Neo did a lot of writing before he stepped out there.
Yes, he did.
Barry White, he did a lot of composing and arranging. I think Isaac Hayes was the first person to get a Grammy as a, being a composer and stuff. But it's a lot of people that think, and I say this all the time, everybody want to be Birdman, but don't nobody know how to be Slim. And when I say that, they don't understand it, because you don't have to, just because you're in front of the camera, that don't mean you're the person that got it.
Right.
Be in the background sometimes. I've been around Birdman and Slim before, and Slim comfortable being in the background. Birdman likes the camera and stuff like that. And so, just put some respect on his name.
Right. And he'll be fine.
Right. And are you finished or you done?
As long as you do that, he's good.
Yeah, and Slim cool. And it's hard to miss Slim because he's 6'10". So he's taller than the security and stuff like that. But people like Esther Dean, they might not put hits out for themselves on the regular, but their pen has a lot more hits out.
Yes, she's written for everyone.
Behind the scenes money be better sometimes, man. For real.
It's actually
a lot less stressful.
Your cut is your cut, and that's that. You don't have to split it with.
And now she is kind of in the spotlight because she's on that show. Is it Songlands?
Yeah.
She's on that show.
Meet her in Atlanta one year at a A3C thing.
Yeah, she seems like just a cool person, like a down to earth, just overall nice person.
Like a Khalea. Not quite as nice. Yeah.
Not that friendly.
She's nice unless it involves chocolate. She ain't sharing.
Definitely not sharing.
Are you finished? You done asking her about the chocolate?
Man, I gotta ask her the question everybody wants to know. We've done a whole interview without asking the question. When's the new music coming?
It is coming sooner than later. I promise. And I know I've been saying that for a long time, but now more than ever, I'm closer than I've ever been. I think I'm just very big on quality. I'm very big on having a marketing plan,
right,
and not just throwing music out there, because I could have released music tons of times now, but I am a bit of a perfectionist, and I will say that I do, as most artists go through, sometimes we go through the phases of second guessing ourselves.
Sound familiar, Tom?
You write a song, you record the song, you're basically done with the song, and then you're like, I don't know if I should put that out.
Yeah,
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that several times, but I'm actually kind of glad that I've held back and pulled back as many times as I did, because now I'm in a better position to release music. Now I have more ears listening and more eyes watching.
Brand new.
It really is. It's just like starting from scratch. So I'm happy that, I didn't release anything crazy and now live to regret it. Although there is one song floating out there, I'm not gonna tell anybody what it's called, and I hope you're never able to find it. But so the music is coming extremely soon. I really do have one song in particular that I might want to release as a single. I'm not giving any more tidbits. I don't have any release dates, but it's gonna be very soon.
When you're ready to do that, I would love to be the first DJ to play it on FM radio.
Hey.
So if you would do me that honor and let me get that, Ryan, I'm talking to you, whoever's gonna have that track, djspaceship@gmail.com.
Word.
I will take that.
I actually recorded All Good with Ryan way down there in St. Pete.
Wow.
With Venus Blue back then. So yeah.
Ryan has become one of the staples in the Tampa Bay music community.
Yep.
Ryan's ridiculous, man. I'll tell you what, like I like Trev. Trevor's one of my dudes.
Yes.
And I'm up in church, yo. Just chilling, doing what I do. And all of a sudden I see Ryan come up on stage playing the bass. It don't matter what instrument he's playing. He's amazing at it, man. This dude knows.
He plays it all. A lot of people think that he only plays bass. Ryan plays keys.
So humble.
He plays drums.
So he
plays
like
organ. He plays electric guitar. Like, he literally plays several instruments on top of being a bomb producer.
That sounds like Prince. Like, Prince played over 50 instruments front and back, but his way, he had to learn to play that way because his pops, that was his instruments. So he would mess with it when he was gone at work and put it back and all that good stuff like that. But I hope and pray that you kept those songs, because a lot of times, some artists' biggest hits or best songs are the ones that they did not like.
You're right. And I do. We literally sat and had a whole day of texting back and forth not too long ago, several weeks ago, where I was going through some of the old tracks that he had sent me from 5-6 years ago. Some of the old songs that we recorded and didn't really do anything with, or we pitched them and didn't get a bite or whatever, and I still had them kind of in my email. And I started sending him some of the old songs that we've worked on, and it was just like a trip down memory lane. Like, it's crazy, some of the music I've recorded and nobody knows. But I'm sometimes you do have to just write to get that stuff out. You have to get it out. It's a process of, the first few songs you write might suck, and then 5-6 years later your writing style has developed. It's all changed and grown.
Delivery has changed.
Everything, so you go through that process, and now I'm in a better place, and I'm actually now writing about those real issues, like those real topics and real things that I've dealt with in the course of my lifetime that I may not necessarily be openly vulnerable about and just talk about, but I'll write about it. So now I'm in that place where I don't mind writing a song about something crazy I went through in my life and releasing it out as a song.
So you write your own music?
Oh yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to hear.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I know a lot of R&B singers that don't write their own music, and I feel like you can connect more with an artist who does write their own music.
That's one of those concepts that's always kind of baffled me. I guess because I do write, it's hard for me to understand how you can be a singer and not write. That's odd for me to I can't conceive that.
A key example of would be Mary J. Blige. She didn't start writing her own music.
Yeah.
She had to get encouraged to do it. So when she realized she had that ability, then soon she used it. So some artists
they just don't.
If you don't got
that push,
if you don't got the pen or the business mind, you're gonna be around here broke. You're gonna be
because you're dependent on other people, and that's something that's one of the things Khalea does not like to be.
I hear you.
Is dependent on other people. I can't stand it. So I'm happy that I have the gift of, being able to write my own songs.
Now I want to read something that you wrote, and it touched me. I seen this on Facebook, and I have a question in the back of it, and it said, "There's always been an agenda to tear down and destroy the image of the black man. I'm glad people are starting to realize that. Stay strong, stay focused, don't let it happen. We have the power to shift and control the narrative. They're just afraid that we'll one day come to realize that." So the question that I have for you on that, recently, rest in peace to Kobe, Gianna, and the 7 other passengers of the helicopter. There was an interview that Gayle King did in which her and quite a few other journalists, they mentioned him, but at the same time, it's like they put out the negative about him, and he's not here to defend himself. In an interview with Lisa Leslie, what do you say to the backlash that she's now getting from her asking those, in my opinion, dumb questions that shouldn't have been asked?
So the extent of the backlash, I can't necessarily support. I don't think it's cool for her to be receiving death threats over it.
Agreed.
However, I understand the level of anger that people are feeling. If you just think about the times that we're living in right now, and just what has got us to this point. And you look back over all of the incidents that have happened to not only black people, but specifically black men, and how they're targeted and how they're pinned to be these negative, scary beings.
Right.
All of them. They're all grouped into just one big clump.
Gotcha.
Everybody. And I don't think that's fair. I understand the backlash that she's getting. People are hurting. We lost someone that was dear to the world.
I think it was too soon.
In a tragic way. Not only did he die, he died a tragic, unexpected death, along with his child, along with a group of other people on that helicopter. So for her to explain and try to, backpedal and back it up by saying, that they only showed that one little clip, that one little part of the interview, and it was taken out of context. The only way that it wasn't taken out of context, because if you hadn't asked the question at all,
it wouldn't be an
if
issue.
You hadn't brought the topic up at all, they wouldn't have been able to only show that clip.
Gotcha.
So I don't support what she did. I think it was very inappropriate, disrespectful, and her being a black woman, she should understand the plight of black people and black men better than some of her white counterparts. So for you to do to black men what they've been doing to us for centuries, that's why black people are so upset. It's like, you're one of us. You're supposed to be on our side, and you're in a position that a lot of black people aren't. You are in a position that a lot of us would love to be in, but you have the ability. You're part of the media, so you can help to spin these narratives, control these narratives. So when you're putting out the negative, you're enhancing that negative light that's being shown on us. You're not trying to turn it around and make it into something positive. And then you wait for the most inopportune time to do it. So I commend Lisa Leslie for her poise and her grace and her ability to answer and combat those questions in a professional manner.
I think she answered them the best way possible.
She did the best that she could, and she did a great job at it. But it was like, first of all, Gayle, you're an OG in the game. You're a black woman, a powerful black woman in the media.
People look up to you.
And it's like, black men have such a bad rap, and it's uncalled for. I think they are just targeted far too much. And when you consistently put out that negative energy, that bad energy, that's exactly what you're going to get back. So when there's never anything positive said, I don't know what you expect to come back. And I just feel like it is time for us to take control of this narrative that we've been allowing the powers that be to control. We have the ability to control the narrative, and once we realize that, that's when the power is now in our hands. You know what I mean? Like there's power in unity. There's power in numbers.
Right.
And when we're all on the same page on that,
it's powerful.
It's powerful. And as you can see how everybody's collectively going off on Gayle. Like you can literally feel their anger through your phone, reading the articles and reading the tweets and the comments. You can feel it. That energy is very strong. I mean, that's how it has to be, but not just on topics like this, but on all of it, on everything. It's crazy what that whole situation, it's
tough, man, because nobody wins.
It's tough to even talk about.
Nobody wins in the end, even the people that's going at her and her asking when she asks, nobody wins. You see what I'm saying?
And you don't, but it's like I understand. I don't support the violence, but it's and some people, that's immediately where their mind goes, because it's like you're coming for our character, our name, and outside of that we have nothing else. When you're dead and gone,
that's it.
You can't take any of the riches, the money, the clothes, the fame. Kobe didn't take anything with him
at all,
but his legacy.
That's it.
That's what's going to live longer than he ever would have. So your name and your respect and your image, like that goes far beyond your physical mortal life. So for someone to come at that and attack that at a time where black people need something inspiring to look up to, more than anything, it's I
just think the fact that
this was in 03.
It's a person that's not here to speak for themselves,
and he's been here for how many years since 17, that whole incident happened? Did you ever request an interview with him? Did you ever want to sit down with him and get his take on it? Because if you didn't, now is not the time.
And he was acquitted, so
and none of the, as people have been saying, none of the other people in their circle who have gone through similar trials and cases, none of their Caucasian counterparts who have gone through similar trials and cases, you didn't belittle them that way. You didn't you didn't try to taint their name and their legacy and their, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't come and attack their character. So I don't think you should do that to one of your own either.
Understood.
And people will say, "Oh, don't pull the race card. It's not a black and a white thing." It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And that's why black people are so upset and so hurt that someone who they feel is like supposed to be on their side, one of the few who is supposed to be on their side, she made us all see that she isn't.
Understood.
I'm sorry, that's just what it is.
I completely understand.
Back to the music real quick. We got to wrap this interview up, but where can the people find you at the next few weeks? You got a lot going on.
I do. Tomorrow I will be at Livy O's in Brandon. They're having a Valentine's concert and dinner. It starts at 7:00.
Shout out my brother Ryan Robinson, man. I see he's hosting out there.
Ryan is hosting.
Amazing.
Jay from the Beatdown Band will be playing saxophone, and the rest of the band, Soul Purpose is the name of the band that's going to be playing tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, that's tomorrow at 7 at Livy O's in Brandon. On the 14th, on Valentine's Day, I'll be at 7th and Grove in Ybor City for an event called Khalea and Friends.
Oh, snap.
So it'll be me and a few other singers, live band. We'll be out there serenading everybody for Valentine's Day. And you can get tickets from the ticket link on the 7th and Grove page, whether Facebook or Instagram. They have the ticket link up there. And then I just thought about another show.
Oh, snap.
The 22nd, I'll be with Tom G at Whiskey North.
There we go. There we go.
He's having like a whole, I think it's like several days of celebration for his birthday.
Okay.
So we're doing like an unplugged show the night of the 22nd.
That sounds tight.
So go to Tom G's social media to find out more info on that. And then March 7th, I'll be in Killeen, Texas. Myself, Rose Short, Katie Caden from The Voice. We're doing a concert there. And then on the 14th of March, I'll be in Victoria, Texas with them again, but we're also bringing Ricky Duran, who was also on season 17. He'll be joining us.
Can y'all just say rolling? Real, man.
Gotta keep it pushing.
You're so inspiring though, because we've watched you the last 7 years, you know what I'm saying?
And if you need background singers, I give you some Vicks vapor rub.
We just got to be the bodyguards, bro.
I got that already.
Yeah,
I got both.
She can't do it like I do.
Where can they find you at on social media?
So my Instagram is Khalea _Lynee. Khalea is KHALEA _Lynee, which is LYNEE. On Twitter, it's official Khalea. Facebook is Khalea Lynee.
All right, man. This is Waves of the Bay, episode 13. We got Khalea Lynee, participant on The Voice, in the studio. B Slim over here chilling out with us. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Like
Thank y'all for having me.
We've been fans for the last 7 years. We've seen the girls grow up. You watched my daughter grow up. You watched his daughter grow up.
We literally watched each other's kids grow up, like, for real.
It's a family affair.
What's your favorite part of school?
Leaving.
Yes, my daughter. Classic answer.
What she say now?
I believe that, man.
I believe
it hasn't gotten any better. But no, thank y'all so much for having me and let me talk my trash. I appreciate it.
That's what it is, man. We have a contestant on The Voice right now. Coming up March 14th, we got Siobhan coming through here, who was on American Idol as well. So we trying to do some things over here at Waves of the Bay. We're about to play a quick promo. We're going to get into the Tampa Bay watch and talk more about the fundraiser in just one quick moment here.
Yes, sir.
Yo, this is Tone Capone, and you're getting lifted to the sounds of my DJ, DJ Spaceship. Go ahead and beam them up, boy. Let's get them, get them, get them, get them, get them, get them.
Greetings and salutations from us to all the nations. We're about to get loose, strictly for entertainment. We're reppin' Tampa Bay, 10 toes down. It's Waves of the Bay. No, we ain't playing around. Saturdays from 10 to 12. Make sure you ride the wave. It's Tone Capone and DJ Spaceship on your airwaves. We're mixing interviews, R&B and hip hop. We're blasting off, and the top is just a pit stop.